Hello, YouTube. I'm Josh.
I'm Patrick,
And this is Otaku Cast Reviews.
and today we will be reviewing Made in the Abyss.
2017 anime, probably, I'd say objectively, the anime of 2017 with just the amount of stuff it brought to the table. I'd say it's the perfect combination of Madoka Magica and One Piece, because it has the cute little lolly style animation for the characters, combined with the feeling of adventure and longing for something that is far and away, which I'm comparing the abyss to the ocean, to the sea, of course.
Yeah.
But coupled with that, obviously with Madoka Magica, you have the deep, heart-wrenching moments that you wouldn't really associate with such an attractive animation style. But nonetheless, this show makes it work.
Oh yeah, they make it work. The characters are phenomenal.
Tip of your tongue, the teeth, the lips.
The characters are phenomenal. Riko is, she's, for like a little girl, she's really, I'm not gonna say she has a good head on her shoulders. She's smart,
Right.
She would grow up to be a very capable adult, but she's eager, too eager, too early. She's way too ambitious, way too set on going to find her mom, which is understandable. But the Abyss has eaten tougher people than her and Reg, but the dynamic that they have is awesome. Ozen is another great character in the show, really served as like the driving force to reaffirm why they're going down, and whether or not they can really go down there if they have what it takes to stomach the journey that is the descent to the abyss.
And what I really love about how this show unfolds is that each episode that passes, you expect to get a little more knowledge of what's going on and the motivations behind the characters, but all it does is make you more confused and draws you in more because you want to know more about it. It's like one of those things where the more you know, the less you know. It opens up your view to all the stuff in the abyss, but then the more stuff you see about it, the more you realize that the abyss is much more massive and much more deep than previously thought necessary. And then all we see right now is the top of that iceberg, but what the abyss truly is everything underneath the water. And as of right now, we don't know, and that's what's so intriguing about this story so far.
Yeah, seriously. Like, I want to touch on what you said. The more you know, the less, because that is just so factual and so apparent once the encounter with Orby happens. Which, by the way, the cutest name for the most fucking terrifying creature that there is in existence. Well, at least in Made in the Abyss so far, because that just like you said, a novel concept. How the abyss, the curse works. A thin veil that wraps around and is altered by the consciousness of all living things. Simply your breath alters its movement, its flow. So it's the creatures that I can't wait for the creatures that are going to be revealed in season 2, because the creatures that have already been revealed in the abyss just blow the scope on like any kind of perceptions that you could have about what might be down there. I'm not making any anticipations of what could be down there. It's just so crazy.
And in addition to the creatures that are going to be revealed, you have the different people and the different adventures that are going to be revealed as well. Specifically Banru, the white whistle that Ozen warns Riko and Reg about, that actually is the one who ran the tests that turned Mitty and Nanachi into what they are. He's obviously a really shady, really sketchy character, tricks kids into thinking that he has their best interest in heart, when in actuality he's just running tests and experiments on them to see what he can and cannot do with the 6th level and below of the abyss. And that is just despicable. And obviously he's not the only one down there, because there's no way no one will be shutting him down. There has to be other people that have similar ideals and similar methods of going about whatever they want to research, that are working with him or even further. And further down is we'll end up finding Liza eventually. And my biggest question is not only how she survived down there, but why would she go so far that she could never come back up? You know, I know they touched on Liza's conversation with Ozen. She touched on how if she stayed up at the top with Rico, she'd never venture into the abyss again. But why would she go so far that she'd put her own daughter at risk if she wanted to come and see her mom? I don't really understand that. So I guess that's another big thing that I really am excited about seeing in season 2.
Yeah, hopefully they bring that to light. I guess my thought on it was more of she probably, I don't know, I want to say that she didn't have consideration for Rico in the sense that, you know, once you make that decision, you're like, okay, that's it on the surface. Like, peace. What new show coming out? Sorry, you know, send me a letter, because like there as you said, there is no, you know, there's no coming back. So she has to go see her. But the simple fact that she said if she stayed on the surface, she wouldn't go back down anymore means that she's taking Rico into consideration. You know, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. I also wanted to say real quick, to touch more on the tragedy and just the similarities with Madoka Magica and just the gut wrenching that you get from the series. The moment where Reg fucking blasted BT with insane. Oh my god, dude, that
was so tragic.
Yeah,
just that whole dynamic between Nanachi and Miti. You know, when I first was introduced to them when I was watching the show, I just assumed that it was going to be one of those situations where Nanachi was like, this is my friend, I love her to death, there's no way I'm ever going to part with her, even though she's like this, I'm going to take care of her, this is what I'm going to do. But for her to ask Reg to kill her, to put her out of her misery, I was taken aback. You know, and I thought that was just going to be it, but, you know, she stopped Reg before he actually did it, and was in tears, and didn't want it to happen, but she knew that in order for Miti to find peace, it had to be done, and that was just such a powerful moment.
Yeah, I think that's what really made it like such a powerful moment. The fact that she was first for it, requested it, and then reneged, you know, and then like came back on it, and then came back on it again, and, you know, found the resolve within herself to be like, no, this needs to happen, you know, which is like, that's something they really touch on in the show a lot, resolve, you know?
Right.
Because that moment with Orbi, you know, where Rico gets the spike in her hand, and everything that leads up to that, you know, I don't want to spoil that moment. Super, oh my god, cringe. I can't do it. I've watched the show like 3 times. I cringe every single time.
Yeah.
But it's just like, you know, it speaks volumes to their resolve and the desire that they have in their venture into the abyss, you know?
Right. The adventure into the abyss is not for the faint of heart, and we definitely see that in spades out of both of our characters. Obviously, Reg doesn't have nearly as much risk to him physically as Rico does, but as far as his emotional connection to her, if he loses her, he knows he will be lost. You know, both literally and emotionally, and physically and emotionally, and that dynamic, the way that they both rely on each other, even though he physically doesn't need her and she might not mentally and emotionally need him, they need each other, you know, because they complete whatever the other doesn't have, and that is just a perfect relationship for making it down to the most dangerous and simultaneously awesome place that they have access to in this world.
Well, that's it for this review.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Or don't. Please do.
Thank you for watching Otaku City. Shanks. I fucking called it Otaku City.
Damn.
Otaku Couch Reviews. And as always, Shanks.